I was like, oh, good. I feel like I'm in therapy. Podcasts are a good way for me to open up and show who I really am. When I was in school, I was bullied a lot as a child.
So many things to own, finally.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's weird because it's like the comparison too, you know, like growing up, like being compared all the time. And it just made me feel like so uncomfortable, like, oh, you have to be a specific weight. And like people would call me chubby as a kid because I would fluctuate a lot. I was struggling so much because I was lost.
What would you tell other women who are for years in a relationship where they are unhappy?
The minute I see a red flag, I start running for the hills.
That's
like,
great. That's called healing, girl.
You gotta embrace being single.
Give me an idea about your dark side.
I'm not as innocent as people think I am.
Okay.
Like I'm not looking. If he comes, great. If he doesn't, I'm happy with who I am, and I'm okay being by myself if I have to be. Like I'm no pressure, nothing like that. So I'm actually finally in a really good place. I literally feel like a nun.
When you're having sex?
No!
Zapraszam do słuchania i oglądania. Alex Ramos.
Hello, everyone. This is first episode in English of Ugly Problems of Beautiful People. I'm Alex Ramos. This is my podcast, and I'm having a lovely guest today, Marta Krupa. Hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy it's in English. You have absolutely no idea. I'm so happy. So thank you for inviting me. Seriously, speaking in English is my jam. I don't have to overthink what I'm saying in Polish. And your English is amazing, by the way.
Thank you very much. And I'm so glad that you took my invitation. And I really, really, really want to know the real you because I've watched a lot of interviews. I got pissed a bit from hearing a lot about you being sisters of Joanna. Like, no offense to Joanna. I would love to have her as a guest one day as well. But you are your own person. And the thing is that your story is, in my opinion, extremely relatable.
Okay.
And okay, my ADHD made me forget to present you because a lot of people know you, but still there are some people who don't know you. So for those who haven't met you yet, you're a model, a singer, a TV personality, and first and foremost, you're a beautiful soul.
Oh, thank you.
I think this is something that it's more than obvious when anyone watches any type of content with you. You have full heart for others. You have full heart for the dogs, for helping others. And I already had some small talks with you. Well, I wouldn't even call them small talks because you're not a small talk person.
Yeah.
You have your heart open, and I really appreciate it. And thank you, because having comparison, I'm asking people to join my podcast. And I have people answering me in different ways. And having like thousands of people interviewed in my life, I can spot a beautiful soul. So
you have a beautiful soul too. I love your energy. No, I honestly, I love when people start talking about that kind of stuff, when they mention my heart and my soul. Forget about everything else that I've done in my life as far as like career-wise. But when someone talks about who I am as a person and they see right through me, then I that really excites me.
I wouldn't even say forget, because like career, everything, this is also important, but it doesn't mean anything if the nice interior doesn't follow.
Absolutely.
Right?
I feel like you know, I think I've always been the same. I just reconnected with a lot of my old friends that I haven't seen for over a decade, or for like over 15 years or so. And then I was visiting the States, and I haven't been there in so long. And I reconnected with a lot of these people, and it just felt like I just saw them yesterday. And you know what was crazy is a lot of them were like, Marta, you have not changed. You are still the same person you were. Like, it's amazing. And it's as if nothing's ever, it's like as if we saw each other yesterday. And it was so refreshing for me to hear that, because even people that would message me on social media that I went to high school with, I was a very shy, introverted kid at school. Like, I would not talk to a lot of people. I was very closed off. But the ones that did know me, they're like, wow, you're still the same person. I can tell you have not changed from day one. And I always said, I'm always going to be who I am, like no matter what. I'm not going to let anything exterior or, other circumstances change who I am as a person. I always want to stick true to who I am.
I think your heart stayed the same, but you did evolve as a woman.
Yes, I did evolve as a woman for sure, 100%.
And this is exactly something that I would like to talk today, because today, like our main topics is going to be dating, is going to be the self-healing journey.
Yes.
And self-love.
Self-love.
And why I said that your story is relatable is because you had your journey. And I would like to hear about it. Because in my opinion, there's like tons of other women that have been through similar things that you are. And they need to learn to put themselves first.
Yeah.
And I know it's possible. I have a lot of friends who were shy or people pleasers, and after becoming my friends, they changed. they changed into a beast. So
yeah, they take advantage of your kindness. That's the problem. Is people take advantage, they take you for granted. Because I'll be honest, I am a people pleaser. I was. And I still have a tendency of being one. And it's so frustrating because people just walk all over you and they treat you like a doormat sometimes because they know, oh, she's going to agree to it. How could she not say yes to helping this or doing this? You know what I mean? So it's frustrating for people like us that are people pleasers.
So Marta, let's grasp, how did that started?
You know what? It's just like as a little girl, I've always been that way. I always had something inside of me that always wanted to be there for others, always wanted to help other people. I always put people first. I kept forgetting about me, you know. I felt like my mission and job on this planet and my purpose is to help others. Until this day, I feel like that is still my purpose, is to help those in need, animals, children. Like, it just feeds my soul. It's something that I love to do and that makes me feel really good about it. But since I was a little girl, I think I was always that type of person that when I was in school, I was bullied a lot as a child, a lot, since I was a little girl, like since I was like maybe like 5, 6 years old. And there are things that, I still remember from those days.
How were you bullied?
There was a situation where I was like going to Catholic school and we all had we all had similar uniforms and we had lockers. And of course, by accident, I took one of this girl's sweaters. So I took her sweater and then all of a sudden she started accusing me as
You stole it.
I stole it, and I'm like, I didn't steal it. It was an accident. I made a mistake. I mean, it's common to make a mistake like that because all the sweaters looked alike. Like, why would I want your sweater when mine looks identically the same? So then she told on me, she tattletaled, and she told the teacher. And then the teacher took me in the middle of the classroom. Like, I was in the middle of the classroom and all the kids were surrounded by me. And she started yelling at me in front of all the children. And I didn't know what to do. I was already the little, I was shy.
And you were like 6.
I was like 6 years old. And I felt very, very uncomfortable. I was kind of like, why couldn't you just take me to the side and talk to me? Yeah. Instead, you do this in front of all of the children in the classroom, the whole classroom. So I'm like sitting there, like, I'm like, not sitting there, I'm like standing there as she's yelling at me. And all the kids just start laughing in my face and start pointing their fingers at me. And then the mom, the girl's mom comes, and then she starts yelling at me in front of everyone. So as a child,
what's wrong with this people?
It was awful. It was awful. And I still remember, I have visions of it till this day. Because, inner child wounds and child trauma is real. Like, it happens to every single one of us. Like, there are times where you have images that don't go away. And I think that's why I became so shy and timid and quiet and introverted after that experience.
Okay, so you think that was
I think that was it. And then also after that situation, I've talked about it before in one of my other podcasts, but my mom was throwing me a birthday party when I was 6.
That's what I was about to ask, if that was connected. So you think this is why nobody came?
I think that might be the reason why nobody showed up. But it was heartbreaking for me because I was such a tomboy growing up and I hated wearing dresses. I hated it. But my mom's like, just put on a nice dress. We'll order pizza, balloons. Like, we're going to celebrate your birthday. We're celebrating you. It's going to be fun. A lot of kids are going to come. We're going to play some music. We're going to have dance parties. And of course, you know, I was a dreamer. I was always a dreamer. And when you were talking about the ADHD, that's why I was thinking, because when I was talking to someone about it, they're like, oh, you know, that's ADHD. I'm like, I didn't know that. But I'm not sure 100%. But I would always look out the window. I would always look into the sky. And then I was like sitting on the windowsill, checking while the cars are driving by. Who's going to come? I was so excited. I saw a car pull up and I thought it was one of the kids from school coming to my birthday party. And then I realized they didn't show up. So I'm like looking at the clock. I'm like, all right, it's been an hour already. Like they were supposed to be here an hour ago and not one kid showed up. So, you know, that made me realize that made me even shut down even more as a child.
But how this situation unraveled? Like how did your parents act this day? What happened? After no one came?
My mom kept beating herself up a little bit because she's like, the following day was Mother's Day. So she said, well, she was trying to make excuses. Well, maybe because it's Mother's Day weekend and that's why the kids couldn't show up. Like she was trying to explain everything to me. So
I tried to not make it personal.
She tried to make it not personal, you know. And unfortunately, I didn't understand that as a child because like I don't know what it is about the whole bullying, but it was just nonstop throughout my.
After that, like during all school, you were
all the time. I had people picking on me. I was kind of a nerd in school. I was one of the girls that was not popular in high school. Even I was quite introverted. I went to school. I did my thing. I went home, but I played a lot of sports. So that was a lot of, that was good for me to release a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like it was very therapeutic for me. So I played soccer. I played basketball. I played football. I played tennis, which was my favorite sport. But then outside of school, I would go to like dance classes, but that didn't last very long because I was always the type of person that was like trying every little thing because I'm very creative and I love sports. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to dance lessons, but then I'm going to go to piano and then I'm going to go ice skating.
That actually might be ADHD.
Is it?
It is a thing.
So then maybe I do have it.
Yeah, that you have a new hobby and you love it, you're crazy about it, and then you have a different one.
Yeah.
It's
like you just want to try every little thing. Like I just wanted to have all these experiences growing up. I mean, I even had like in school we had like where we would build furniture and I love doing that too. And I love drawing. I love painting. Like I always loved doing everything, but I couldn't do it all at once because it was just it was too costly for my family as well. I mean, there are things that I wanted to pursue and do, but we didn't have much money growing up, so it was kind of impossible. So I would just do a lot of home videos at home by myself, video recording me like acting and singing and dancing. So that was.
But what was the thing that was filling your cup the most? Like what was giving you the biggest happiness?
Just being outdoors in nature. I think surrounding myself in nature actually by I would always go to the forest. Like the forest was my best friend. It's so weird because as soon as I would get off the bus from school, I would just go straight to the forest and hang out in the forest and have imaginary friends and pretend I'm playing a role in a movie or in a TV show and just like climbing trees and just I'm not a tree hugger.
Okay.
But
you're a climber.
But I was always like that type of kid that I was such a dreamer that I would just have to be in the forest and that made me so happy. And then there was like a horse that lived not far away. So I would always go visit this horse that I felt like was kind of abandoned and neglected. So I would always bring it carrots and apples to feed it and give it love. And just what also filled my cup was animals. Just, since I was a little girl, I was always helping animals like in the shelter. If I if I saw like, how they have those like mice traps. So during the winter, they would have these where the mouse would get glued to a mice,
Okay, yeah.
and to me, I was trying to save this poor little mouse's life, and I was crying and bawling. I was like, oh my God, how could people torture animals like this? Like, I mean, at least if you're going to do it like in a humane way. This is not humane at all. And, and if there was like a baby bird that fell out of the nest, I would, try to like nurture it and take care of it and try to like, help it somehow. So I think I always had a connection with animals more than anything in the world since I was a little girl. And that
you have like a great connection with nature, I would say.
with
even.
nature,
Not
yes. Yes, it's insane. It's like the ocean and the mountains. It just does something to me. And the sun, of course, a lot of vitamin D. That's one thing that's missing in Poland is
vitamin D. Yeah,
vitamin
most
D,
of
the
year,
sun.
yeah.
But when I went to the U.S., when I was visiting the U.S., the first thing I did, I went hiking. I had to go by the beach. I like to sit on the beach and just read, write, listen to music. I could be there by myself, just listening to the waves, the sound of the waves, watching the sunset. Like, I feel like I'm an old soul. I really do. But I'm a kid at heart. I'm a kid at heart. Little things make me happy, the simple things in life.
I think we have this in common. So
Yeah? That's great.
I understand you completely. I have it the same with nature. I mean, like there's like two personalities in me. On one hand, I like the luxury, but at the other hand, I literally don't need nothing more than a beautiful sunset and the beach and just the nice weather. And I'm also really comfortable with being alone, but also great company, no matter what sex, if it's like friends or romantic relationship or whatever. Of course, it's also nice, but I love this feeling of being alone in nature. And also what works for me is like the ocean, but like being inside. This is how I regulate a lot if I have an option.
It fuels your, it fuels your soul and recharges your battery. A lot of times with me, it's like I like to be alone a lot too. I need that space for me. So when I'm surrounded by people too much, I get exhausted and drained. Like I can't even go to a shopping mall and be there for more than an hour.
Same.
I'm already like, get me the hell out of here. I'm not a shopping person. I wish I was. I prefer online shopping if I have to, but I mean, being at the mall just overwhelms me. It's so overwhelming.
I feel you.
But do you know, like people that are empaths, there's only like 2% out there?
I know it from another interview with you, but I haven't heard about it before.
No, I'm just like shocked. I'm still shocked that there's only 2%.
Yeah,
like we're the
super shocking.
minority. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, that would explain a lot. But Marta, also coming back to this school time. So did you have like friends outside of school, like the sports ones, or you were actually by yourself?
I was by myself
when you were
a
growing
lot.
up?
I was by myself a lot growing up, and even with family, as much as I hate to say it, but I always felt like an outsider. I always felt
The black sheep.
the black sheep
Welcome
of the family.
to the club.
I was always the black sheep of the family, and I was always the one that's like felt like I was hiding in the corner. Sometimes I felt like a little invisible, and I'm not here to blame family or parents, but my mom was working really hard, and she was in the factory from day to night. So a lot of times we were like by ourselves as we were growing up while my dad was still in Poland. And then when he came to Poland, then he was, doing his own thing. But like I always felt like I was always alone. And sometimes I still feel like I'm alone,
Yeah.
I feel like it's really hard to not relate to other people, but I just feel like a lot of people don't understand where you're coming from. Like it's hard to build friendships with people that have a different mindset, a different mentality. Like moving here to Poland has been kind of difficult for me to build that
Because of different mindsets?
it's hard to meet genuine, real, nice, authentic people that you feel at home. You want to feel at home when you meet your friends or when you're with your friends. You don't want to have to question it or have to feel like you're forcing yourself to be social but you don't feel like the energy just
Yeah, I know.
vibes with your energy. So I feel like it's harder for me to trust people these days because of everything that I've been through in my past, that I don't really open myself up to new friends. I kind of prefer to have friends outside of the industry, to be honest with you, because I feel like I'm not a competitive person because we're our own individuals. We have, we are all different, but there are a lot of competitive people, especially in this industry, in this business. So you just don't feel like it's real and you don't feel like it's authentic. And
I think it's about certain level of maturity because
yeah,
when you are an old soul and
Yeah.
you like have this wider perspective, you know that you don't really have to compete because there's enough for everyone.
yeah,
And you can have people who are doing the same thing as you are doing and cheer up for each other. You don't have to like fight. And there's not like only one cake that
I know. And
has to be shared.
I don't understand that because I love to see other people thrive. I love to see.
But that is not that common in Poland.
It's not
that's true.
common in Poland, and I've noticed that.
But is it common in US, by the way?
I feel like all over the world it's the same. It's the same. There's a lot of, there's a lot of jealousy, hate everywhere in the world. But when I compare like with my friends that I just saw not too long ago that I haven't seen for a long time, there is no competition. There is no jealousy. They want to see me thrive. They want to see me succeed. And I could tell that they're all rooting for me. A lot of people that know me deep down inside, I know they're rooting for me because I get messages even from people I don't talk to on a daily basis here and there, and they're like, Marta, I'm rooting for you. You deserve it more than anyone I know, like because they know my history, they know everything that I've been through. So I feel like it's easier out there for me to connect with people than it is here. I just kind of feel like I feel like a foreigner sometimes, because I come from America and I feel like people are like maybe judging me because, oh, she's American. Who does she think she is? She's coming to Poland.
You know what? I just had this thought, but maybe you are a foreigner, so maybe just own it. I mean, you are half Polish, half American, but just own it. Just like be the bubbly self you are.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the thing that, like for me, that was super helpful because I see a lot of things we have in common, and I also want to ask you more about your tomboy past. Or no, it's not a past. This is who you are.
I'm still a tomboy.
Yes.
I'm still a tomboy.
Yeah, like from tomboy to tomboy. I know it doesn't really pass. You can put like all the makeup and all the gold on you.
Oh, I know. My gold earrings, my hoop earrings. Well, I always have to have hoops on. If I'm ever wearing jewelry, I'm a hoop girl.
Yeah, but still a tomboy. And this is also something that you are in the core. So I know that from experience. But it helped me a lot when I started owning it, because back in the days, I was like doing regular serious business and I was still myself. So, for example, I was going on business meetings and spilling something on me, or even breaking my clothes because I sit on my dress or something. And it was just me.
Yeah, you're clumsy.
Yes.
I'm clumsy too.
Yes, that's also ADHD. So, yeah. And,
all right, I have
and
it.
it's super embarrassing when you want to hide it.
Yeah.
Because then you end up having your whole life hiding your true self and your personality, and you spend all your life saying sorry for everything you've done.
Oh my God, I know. I've had people tell me, stop saying sorry so many times. Like can you just shut up and stop saying you're sorry? Like every 2 seconds. I'm like, sorry? No, stop it.
Because you are extremely kind, and this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but it is important to find a way to be your true self with all your sensitivity and your empathy, but also with who you are as a tomboy.
Yeah.
And like showing the world that, like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, and owning up, like you're right. I mean, I am bilingual, and I'm proud to be American Polish. I'm proud to be Polish. I'm proud to be American, and I like
There's
the
nothing
fact
to
that
be
I'm
sorry about
bilingual and I'm open to like I'm international, and I like that. I think it's really cool, and I think Polish people should really. They should admire that. And the fact that I do live here and I do love Poland. Like my heart is Poland, That's why I'm here. But at the same time, it's like, I wish they would accept that,
But this is not really something that we can control.
No, you can't control what other people think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to focus on yourself being
exactly.
happy.
Yeah, and bettering yourself and growing. I think coming here to Poland, it made me grow thicker skin for sure.
Why?
I think that was probably the reason why, that was another reason why I was supposed to be here, why I meant to be here. Because of, you said, the mentality, the culture, like people are like more tough love here, very opinionated. And like from my experiences, even with people hating or being jealous,
But do you feel it? Do you face like hatred and jealousy openly? Or you hear about?
I hear about it. Like I hear about it. I don't because I've noticed people will come up to you and they'll be really sweet and they'll be like, "Oh, you look so good," da, da, da. And then all of a sudden they're talking behind your back, and I don't like that. I can't be friends with people if I'm sitting at a table and I have a friend that's like talking poorly about her friend, and then all of a sudden her friend comes, and then and then she's just like, "Oh my God, hey girl, hey," and I'm just like, "Wait a minute, but 5 minutes ago you were just talking bad shit about her. Like what the hell?" Like that makes me automatically remove myself from that friendship.
And it's very smart.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing to do.
Yeah, no, I don't want those kind of people around me. Because if they're gossiping about them, they're clearly gossiping about you. And that's the hard truth.
Yes.
And that's why with the whole friend thing, it's really, really hard for me to open up and trust people because I have my history of people that I trusted blindly that have betrayed me. So now when it comes to my friend circle, my group, I'm very particular.
Can we address this story a bit? Because I'm guessing here that you're referring to the friends that you thought were your friends when you were married.
Yeah.
And from what you said, can you take us to this story a bit, to your marriage? How did that happen? And how
with the friends?
Yes, with the friends, and how did the marriage happen? So we have the full context because we have to remember that we need to give like the whole story. And
sure. We were friends before. We were friends. We met in 2008. So
with your ex-husband.
Yes, my ex-husband. So we've known each other for quite some time, for a very long time, like pretty much all of my young 20s and early 30s. So in the meantime, you build a circle of friends that are his friends, and they become your friends, especially when you're together for a decade. So I had a lot of these people that I thought I could count on, that I thought were my true friends, that I would go and they would come over and we would watch Netflix together, watch movies, have slumber parties, go away on the weekend, cry on each other's shoulders, talk about everything that we're feeling. And because, there's obviously a lot of things that I don't really have a lot of people I can open up to and talk about certain situations. But there are things that other friends out there knew about, and it kind of breaks my heart because I thought
mutual friends.
Yeah, mutual friends. And I thought we build like a solid foundation, like a solid
Sounds like
group of. I thought they were like family to me because I would see them on a daily basis. Like almost every single day they would come over. I would host, I would entertain, they would spend like the nights at the house. Do sleepovers, so I would always like clean up after them. I mean, some of them would actually clean up after themselves, so I'll give them that. But like I was seeing them on a daily basis, so to me, they were like my family. They weren't like just my friends that I would see every now and then. They were like family. So it's a little disappointing after the divorce, they all kind of disappeared from my life.
But like this?
It's just like that, like in the snap of a finger. As soon as we started like separating, and it's crazy because I felt it in my spirit because I have a very good intuition. I knew a lot that was going on, but I didn't have confirmation just yet. But I felt like a lot of them knew about a lot of things, and they decided to just not speak up about it. And that what hurts me the most is because we would still see each other. And it's like, I can't imagine if I'm sitting here with you and I'm having a conversation, looking you straight in the eyes, knowing something's going on and not telling you, that would break my heart. I would not sleep at night. I would not. I mean, I know people are put in a weird position that if they say something to somebody, they feel like that person's gonna, they're gonna break their heart, and then what if things work out with that so-and-so, and then they're not gonna be friends anymore. I know it's like a little risky, but I'm a type of person that would want to know. And I would want the other person to know, because it's like, it's your life. It's your, you're investing in sacrificing your life for people, and you would hope that they would have your best interest at heart, and not everybody does, obviously. So, but yeah, these were people that I would always, like cry to, or, confide in. And it's disappointing, because it was like over like 50 people maybe.
Over 50.
Yeah, well,
that should be a sign for you that
my
you cannot
ex-partner
have 50 friends.
No. But like I know, but you would be surprised. A lot of these people would come over almost every single day. I was exhausted. I was drained. I was like, man, as an introvert, and I'm just like, I need some space.
But even this, Marta, let's stop here. Do you see it? Like, even just what you said. They were your friends. So I know you for an hour or so.
Yeah.
And you already told me some things. I also felt some things. And they were coming to your house every day. So do you think they knew that this is a lot for you, and this exhausts you? Or you were such a perfect host that you would never...
I would talk about it sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes to some of the closer ones, I would talk about it. They're like, I don't know how you do it. A lot of them say, I don't know how you do it. That would just drain me. Or I can't believe this couple's still married because they don't spend enough time together. They're always at your house, So it's like, and you know what the frustrating part is like, whenever people were having problems, I was always there for them, I can imagine. There's a particular person that was having trouble in her marriage, and I was like, listen, I don't want you to be struggling. I don't want you to be suffering. I want to be there for you. Like, let's go out. New York was only an hour and a half away. So let's go to New York. Let's go party. Let's go have fun. Let's let your hair down. Let's get loose. I would do things for other people when I knew they're going through trouble, and it's just like, it's a shame that after all these years of knowing one another, and then when that started falling apart, like my marriage and having being separated, it's like no one even like reached out to be like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, how are you doing? I'm here for you. If you need anything, just let me know. Just please reach out. I mean, maybe in the beginning of the separation, they were like messaging. But the funny part is like a lot of them are like, oh, I totally understand where you're coming from. I get it. But like he's on a bigger, like he has a higher position than I do. Well, I did. And basically,
higher
they were
position
just, yes, meaning like they had a good life with him, like they would travel here and there overseas. He was friends with a lot of celebrities. He lived like this lifestyle, and I think it's like they either had to pick and choose one or the other.
Just made their calculation.
I couldn't offer them anything except for my love, my friendship, my loyalty, my respect, and that's all I could offer them. I couldn't offer them the glamorous life. You know what I mean?
And since you gave it for free, they
took advantage of it, and they just ran away during my darkest times, during my darkest moments. I mean, I was struggling so much because I was lost. I'm like, I left everything, like my family, my friends, my career. I had so many opportunities in my career that I said no to.
Why?
Due to the past relationship,
Why exactly? Like, people are in relationships and they are saying yes to opportunities.
Well,
so
sometimes
why didn't you?
Sometimes the other person doesn't want you to do it, and then you kind of have to pick and choose. Kind of like how it was with, like Elvis,
was it
Priscilla Presley, kind of like it's either this or that, kind of thing. So, and then it was also, I didn't feel confident at that time in my life. I felt very small and my self-esteem wasn't the greatest. So I didn't feel like I had the opportunity. Like, I didn't feel like I was good enough at that time. I feel like my wings were clipped a little bit, like I didn't feel good enough at all. So basically I didn't pursue it either because I was like, well, maybe people are right. Maybe I am too old. At that time I wasn't, and I'm still not too old because you're never too old.
Too old for what?
To do things that you love to do, like in your career, in anything that you want to do in life. It's never too late. And I'm finally realizing that after my past relationship, that it's like it's either one way or the other way. Like I could still be down, I could still live like be in darkness because I had moments where I was in a very dark place, or I can take the high road and rise above it all. And I chose the high road. I wanted to rise. I wanted to pursue everything that I was destined to do. I mean, I feel like, yes, I could have done a lot of this before in the past, but I feel like we all have divine timing. We all have lessons that need to be learned. So maybe that was part of the process. Maybe that's something that needed to happen in order for me to be where I am today, because back in the day, maybe I wouldn't have been strong enough to handle the industry or, people, what they like comments and things like that. But now I'm like, oh my, I laugh. I'm like, I don't even read it, first of all. And second of all, I don't really care. Like, I don't care anymore. It's so crazy. But that's growth. That's like transitioning into somebody, and developing as a woman, like you were saying. And I've become more wiser, and you learn and you grow from all these past experiences, and I know not to make the same mistakes ever again. But it's good that you brought this up, because the people pleaser part, that's maybe was my big lesson to learn, to finally put myself first, to put Marta first, not other people, not your ex-husband, not your friends, not your family, just put Marta first.
And this is the place you are now.
Yes, finally. It took some time.
But that's great.
It took a lot of time. But I mean, I look at it and I embrace it, and I'm very grateful it happened,
Yeah, I'm very proud of you, and this is why I said
Thank
that
you.
your story is relatable, because I was thinking, as I told you, I saw a lot of interviews with you, and some things that hit me were like, you said something that when you were like 13 or something, or when you were just a kid and Joanna was 13, she already knew and you didn't know what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you if you are aware that most people aren't, that she is an exception, that it's not that you were behind.
Yeah.
That it is exceptional, it's great, but it doesn't really happen that often that at 13 or something, people know exactly what they want to do.
Yeah. No,
Sometimes they don't have it figured out at 30.
Yeah, I know. I get it, because I was one of those kids that I couldn't figure it out.
But did you felt like, what I'm saying is that, wasn't it the situation that it's not that even you were intimidated or something, but that you kind of artificially felt behind?
Yeah.
Because of this.
Oh, absolutely.
And this
100%.
kind of set your
Yes.
tone for always feeling
Yes.
the worst or behind.
Absolutely. I felt that 100%. I felt once my sister's older than me. So once she knew what she wanted to do and pursue in her life, my mom primarily focused on her, because she knew what she wanted. And my mom would always tell me, like, well, you wanted to play piano, you played piano. You wanted to play sports, you played sports. You wanted to do this, you wanted to do that. You were all over the place. And I'm like, well, that's because I wanted to experience, everything in my life. I mean, we have one life, so why not experience it all? Like, just to
That's what I kind of felt under the surface, that you wanted to explore and you wanted to do so many things.
Yeah.
But then
The focus
wasn't, yes, the focus was different,
Yeah.
and it wasn't also perceived as a good thing.
Yeah.
But that's kind of normal. I mean, this is how it should be. Like, kids are for exploring.
They gotta find what it
yes.
is that, because there's times where kids are in families where the family member makes a decision for them. Like,
Yeah,
okay, you're going to be a doctor when you grow up. And then the kid's like, no, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be an artist, So it happens a lot. In my situation, I didn't have the pressure of what I needed to be, but I did feel like just because she knew exactly what she wanted to do, I did kind of feel a little bit of pressure to do kind of something similar growing up. But then I felt like out of my comfort zone, because like there were times where we would do like swimsuit like photos. And as a child, I started developing bigger breasts, right? I mean, as I was developing into a woman, I started developing my breasts and everything. And then I was very shy and timid, but I've had people that would make fun of me because being a tomboy, like I didn't want to have big boobs. You know, I was just like, no, absolutely not. But then there were people that would make fun of me. They're like, haha, you got big boobies, you got big boobs. So that made me feel very self-conscious. Like I didn't feel confident. So I would always wear sport bras. I would always tape them. Yeah. You know, I would always slouch. And I still slouch till this day. So I got to work on my posture for sure, 100%. But
this
like,
is the crazy thing. Like how many years later it sticks with you?
Yeah, it still sticks with me sometimes, to be honest with you. People are like, show more cleavage, girl. Like you got real natural breasts. Own it. And I'm like, I don't know.
You have so many things to own finally.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's weird because it's like the comparison too, you know, like growing up, like being compared all the time. And it just made me feel like so uncomfortable. Like, oh, you have to be a specific weight. And like people would call me chubby as a kid because I would fluctuate a lot. Like I still fluctuate a lot. You know, I go up and down. Like there's like 1 week where I'm feeling, oh, I feel great. Yeah. And then next week I'm like, oh man, I ate a little bit too much sugar, carbs, and I feel a couple pounds heavier. Yeah. Or I'm retaining a lot of water because of my hormones and everything. And especially as you get older. But now I'm like, I love it. Like I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. You know, if I have a little bit of a belly, who cares? You know, like I don't have to have a flat tummy. But before, when I was younger, of course, you wanted that flat tummy. Of course, when people would tell you that you're chubby, you need to lose weight or stop eating late at night, then of course you're not going to feel as confident. And you're going to have low self-esteem and be self-conscious, especially if you have to be in a swimsuit. So a lot of the times when I was growing up and I had to do like stuff with my sister together, I just didn't feel like it was really me and who I am.
So why were you doing it in the first place?
I felt...
What was the thought process behind it?
I don't know. I think it was more like as I was developing more into a woman, I started becoming more confident. Like I was like getting attention from boys. I had a lot of crushes and things like that. And I was just like, you know what? People say that you have potential to be a model because you're more like exotic, whatever. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll give it a chance. And I decided to pursue it. So, and it was fine and everything, but I just didn't like when they were giving me like those itsy bitsy bikini tops. I'm like, listen, this does not fit my boobs, okay? Like this is making me feel uncomfortable.
How is it, for example, right now? If you would be in this place right now, do you love your body and feel so confident that you would enjoy this kind of photo shoots, or this is just not your jam?
You know what? It depends. I'm not the type of person that would do full nudity, like as far as like photo shoots, unless I'm all covered up.
Let's do lingerie, but like lingerie, I just want to understand
I would be open. I think I'm more open to my sexuality now. Like I'm open to revealing a lot more, and I've discovered that just recently. Actually, I've been. You know, there are a couple shoots that I've done that are a little bit more risque, and I'm actually owning up, like owning it. You know what I mean? Like I feel good. I feel good in my skin right now. You know, a lot of times that people know me, that have met me, they're like, just your chest in the, you know, in the air and just like put your head up high and just like, you know who you are and own it. And I'm like, okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I kept thinking about it over and over again. I'm like, yes, they are right. Like, I am proud. People like go and have to get them done, and I have them. Like, why am I hiding them so much? Like, I should be proud. And yeah, I think I'm open to doing those kind of shoots, like lingerie shoots. Absolutely, 100%.
I'm not even asking about openness, but if you enjoy it.
Oh, if I enjoy it.
Yes.
To be quite honest, I consider myself very conservative, and like I'm more into like high fashion. I'm more into like you know, blazers and like very.
So this is not something that you enjoy because
it's like if I had to choose between one or the other, like I prefer classy.
Okay.
Classy is totally my thing.
To sum up, like the whole story that you had is that you actually were bullied as a child, and you were a tomboy. You were growing up next to a person who knew what you wanted to do, and this is somehow made you like the second sibling.
Yeah.
Which I think it's super important. Somehow I have a lot of friends who are twins.
Okay.
And even for those twins, life goes absolutely different. And there's like a lot of research of why people are the way they are. Is it genetics or is it environment? And how come kids have different, end up with different outcomes when they have the same environment and also the same genes and they're twins.
Yeah.
But this is usually the case, and it's fascinating for me that something happens with one sibling and they only theoretically, live in the same house, but their stories are completely different.
Completely different. Yeah.
And just to give you an example, there's usually, it's not exactly like a case of your two, not at all, but the pattern I've noticed is that there is one child who is, let's say, smarter, but also taking more on them. And there is the other one that is getting spoiled because they need so much help.
Yeah.
And in one case that I've noticed was that there were like two girls and one was sick for some time. And mom wanted to compensate to the second one that she was absent because she was in the hospital with the first one. And she started being overprotective. And the second one never had to earn anything. And when they grow up, they ended up like completely different people. Because the first one was super ambitious, super successful. And the second one was like just starting things and never... she was like always too lazy. This is not your case because you're not lazy. So I just want to point it out. That's absolutely not the case. But my point is that actually, if you have this disproportion of how parents perceive siblings, and it doesn't even have to be outspoken, but they can even get the same gifts, but if the intention is different and if one is earning and the second one isn't, they're learning completely different lessons from exactly the same experience.
Yeah.
So like what I see in your story, that is somehow you were put in your shoes of being the second, but I've also heard that you started building your career and it was going well, and then you decided that you
take it away.
Yes. You let it go away.
And I'm responsible for that. I am responsible for that because I should be the one making my own decisions. And
I'm not blaming you.
No. You're absolutely right. We have control and, we have the free will of choosing what we want in our lives and taking control over things.
But you were so used to be the second one.
Yeah.
And this is why it was so automated for you.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like that my whole life. I mean, if it wasn't like in family, but it was also in ex-relationships, like I always felt like invisible. I always felt like I was kind of the underdog. And that's why like now, like I like to help people that are underdogs because I feel like underdogs are the strongest people. I think those are going to be the most successful people. But I'm not even talking about success in the material world. I'm talking about success in here. Like doing the inner work, that's the greatest gift you could ever give yourself and others. So, and that takes a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work to get to that place. Because if I wanted to continue to be feeling like, oh, poor little me, like the victim, it's not going to do me any good, So I got to either just let it go and just say, hey, yeah, that's something I experienced. It was a life lesson. It's part of my journey. It's part of my identity. It's who I was. And I am who I am today because of it. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful and blessed because sometimes things like that need to happen. And everyone has different timings. So like, for example, like now, like, a lot of people do, if they do compare you to somebody, I don't believe that you should compare yourself to anyone else because everybody is
previous versions.
Everybody is their own individual. Everybody has their own story. Everyone has their own journey in life that they need to go through. Everyone has their own timing. Like that's why I try to tell people like, just because I'm not on that position like this person doesn't mean I can't get there.
No.
You don't know that. you don't know if that's, and maybe some people choose not to. Maybe some people realize like, man, that's way too much for me. I like privacy, or I don't want to deal with a lot of drama and negativity from all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you choose your life, what you decide. But I mean, of course, you want to try. You want to try and see if it's for you or if it's not for you. But like, I personally would not want to change shoes with a single person on this planet. I am happy to be who I am. And I think that's part of the self-love is getting to a point where you're like, I know my self-worth. I know who I am. Either take it or leave it. If you don't like me, bye. See you later.
Amen.
Yeah, seriously. I totally agree with that because like I noticed coming to Poland and in America, like even in Poland, they have siblings that are in the industry. Like, oh, my dad's an actor, now he's acting, or she's a singer, now her daughter's singing or doing modeling and stuff. But somehow people are not comparing them. But people tend to like to compare my sister and I. And I'm like, why? We're like two complete different polar opposite people. Yeah. Yes, the one thing we do share in common is our love for animals. That's something that like makes us bonds us so close together like glue, like crazy glue. But like as far as everything else, we're so completely different. And that's why I've noticed in this country, like they tend to compare when in America, so-and-so is doing this, they're doing this together. Like the whole family's in the business and no one's, you know what I mean? Like I don't get it, but to each its own, let everybody do what or compare.
Well, there is like many more famous sisters in US than in Poland, maybe.
Exactly, yeah.
But let's not focus on the sister part, but I just wanted to acknowledge how happy I am to hear this energy from you.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I still have in my mind some kind of interview where you said in a very, very, for me, too kind way, you were for some time. And after 10 years, when you devoted yourself, your life, your career, your everything for him, he just told you that you're getting too old for kids and you should move out in, how much was it? Like 2 days, 3 days, something like this, right?
Wait,
then you were like, okay, I will kindly do it. Maybe I don't want to, but okay. And you were so kind about it. And you just took it as something normal. And I'm quite sure that this person that is sitting here in front of me with this energy wouldn't take it like this. So that's what makes me proud. I see a different person here, and this is what makes me proud as a woman, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And this is why I said that this is relatable, because we are taught somehow, not only when you were a second sister or whatever, like second sister, to be clear, as girls, we are taught to not fight, to take it easy, to understand. And I don't think that's healthy. Not to this extent, to put yourself as a second in any type of relationship. I mean, everyone deserves respect. And you should communicate. That's obvious.
Communication is key. Yes, that's like the most important thing ever is communicating. Rather, if it's with your siblings, if not siblings, it's your family, your parents, your relationships. Like communication, it's all about communication. It's all about being able to speak up and say how you truly feel deep down inside, because otherwise it's going to kill you. Like not kill you, but it's going to, the bubble's eventually going to burst. Like it's unhealthy to hold everything inside. And I know a lot of people that have all these different types of emotions and they just don't know how to like express themselves, and that's okay. So they do other things that kind of like are therapeutic for them to kind of like, how would I say it? They do other things to just kind of like ignore it or just like kind of not let it affect them. I mean, like, for example, there's certain people that can't sit still, can't quiet the mind, can't be alone.
They're escaping their thoughts
escaping.
And their emotions.
A lot of people escape, or some people even self-sabotage certain things like relationships and things like that to not have to deal with those emotions. So that's true. That a lot of people I feel like are still dealing with, like I know a lot of people that have that problem, but I'm a type of person that like I have to let it all out. I can't let it sit in me for too long because I was that person before and it was very unhealthy. And I felt like I didn't have a lot of people I can talk to. So I felt like I was talking to myself a lot, talking to the wall. I think my dogs know me better than anyone in the entire world. I swear to God, those poor things, they have so much patience. And I think communication is so important in anything that you do and whoever you're speaking to, because you need to get your point across. Like, it's just the same thing when you're dating, when you're going on dates with people, and you got to communicate what it is that you're looking for, what you want, right? You got to treat it like a business meeting. You know what I mean? Like, so what's
you think so? Okay, so shall we?
Okay, we'll keep going with the other stuff. Sorry, I'm getting way ahead of myself.
That's fine. That's always. ADHD attracts ADHD. I've noticed that, and I do have a thing for undiagnosed guests.
Okay,
somehow I attract them.
So you have diagnosed me officially.
Yes. Oh no, for that I need a few more hours, but I think we're getting close.
You're getting there.
Yes, but there is a thing. And I have to be a bit more dominant with how the conversation goes.
Because I'm like taking over here.
That's absolutely fine.
No, I'm so sorry.
No. That's all fine. Don't be sorry. Be yourself. But yeah, then I hear in the comments that I'm interrupting. But believe me, listeners, this is the whole point in me interrupting for you to have the best story you can have. But
I don't think you're interrupting at all. Actually, you're probably sitting there like, okay, gosh, damn it, when is she going to shut up?
No, I'm not this type of person. I would just, of course, I would never tell you to shut up.
Yeah.
But I would just interrupt you. So no.
Okay. Okay.
I think I can be a good listener. And interrupting just for interruption, this is rude. If we're sticking to the topic, of course, it doesn't make sense.
Not when we go off topic, which I have been a little bit.
That's fine. But my point and the whole point of this podcast is to bring the biggest value to the listeners so they can understand what they can learn from your experience and how they can avoid their mistakes, or maybe how to find the courage to change their lives.
To break free.
Yeah. And what I wanted to say is that I absolutely don't blame you, because I'm not in a position to blame you for anything, but as a figure of speech, for staying that long in relationship like this, because a lot of people actually do it. I never personally was in a relationship like this, but I think it's more about luck than my real choice, because we all crave love so much, and we are so good with giving ourselves the bullshit, like he will change. Maybe I'm not so much in pain. I have you always give these excuses, and you say, because this is what hit me, that you said that it's not you who left, and you were pretty clear about this one. You were clear that you were unhappy for those 10 years. So that's what's important for me. Marta, what would you tell other women who are for years in a relationship where they are unhappy? You in 2026, Marta, what would you tell yourself back then? And what would you tell other women?
I just always follow your dreams and never give up, and listen to your intuition. Do things that honestly make you happy and fulfill you and fill your spirit. It's really hard, because I was in a situation where I felt like I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go backwards, and
what exactly
I
was
felt
going
a little stuck in that sense of feeling like I couldn't get out, but then at the same time I couldn't break free. And I was always that type of person that if, maybe one day that person's going to change, maybe one day that person's going to be, but I don't want to put the full blame on the other person. I'm talking about in relationships in general. I feel like both people need to work hard to make it work. I just think that if it doesn't start getting better and it starts getting worse, then try to find a way out or go to couples counseling, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, it can't be just one person is always right and the other person is always wrong. There has to be a happy medium, like middle, like I feel like balance is key, and it's so important. Like you have to agree to disagree. You have to, work and go on dates with one another, like go together on dates.
But were you doing this? Were you like trying?
No, a lot of the times the problem was, a lot of the times there's a lot of interference by other people. Like we weren't alone a lot, and we didn't take advantage. We've been on vacation maybe for our honeymoon and alone, and maybe there was another place we went to together, but for the most part it was always with a big
10
posse.
years?
Yeah, it was always like with a big posse. It was hard to get him to go to, like, I had a premiere of a movie that I was in. I had my, I had family events that he wouldn't go to. I had friends' birthdays he wouldn't go to. Like I was traveling and experiencing a lot of these things by myself, even with my grandfather passing, like right before the separation, like literally a month before. Wasn't there for the funeral, wasn't there for my sister's wedding. I wasn't allowed to go to his sister's wedding. I wasn't allowed to go to his friend's wedding, which I was in their wedding. I was in their wedding and I wasn't allowed to go because why bring in bad juju into, something like, they're getting married. Why would a couple that's about to get a divorce, why would you go to the wedding? And I'm like, well, I'm in the wedding out of respect. I think it's the right thing to do. They invited me. They want me in it. So I think that's, it doesn't matter.
So
if
he
they
told you shouldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much people don't know. No, I'm sorry. There's so much that people don't know. And it's like, there's so much I would like to say that I can't say. But yeah, like you said earlier, 2 days to move. But then I begged him for 4 days. So then he gave me 4 days. And this was, I kid you not, right after my grandfather passed away. It was a very difficult time and also we had 2 homes. Like we had a cabin an hour away, and then we had a home in the city. So I was like, why don't I just live in the cabin for temporarily till I figure it out? No, we got to figure it out ASAP. We got to, you got to live in a different state. And I'm just like, why? I'm not ready to live in a different state. I don't want to move back with my sister. Like I want to, like, I need to figure it out. I mean, 10 years is a long time. I was like, I was like shocked. It just happened like a light switch turned off, like I didn't have time to prepare. I didn't know it was going that south. So basically, it just within a day, all this stuff started changing, and just the traveling, and I wasn't allowed to travel with him, and he was traveling solo a lot. It's just like a lot of things combined, and I was just kind of like, okay, it is what it is, but I mean, I don't know what to say. If there's just too many, like notice the red flags in the beginning.
Yes.
When you first meet somebody and then you see the red flags and there's something that gives you kind of like narcissistic vibes, then you need to get the hell out of there, because I'm an empath and I tend to attract narcissists. And sometimes I choose to ignore the signs and the red flags from the beginning. And like my family, they knew, but then they were also jealous that, I'm moving away from the family. So they didn't want, so there's just a lot of like, I was like always in the middle of everything, like I was like, well, I got to pick and choose. Like, when am I finally going to make decisions for myself on my own without having someone tell me what I need to do? So I guess for me, the most frustrating part is like, dealing with that. And just basically trying to figure it out. It's difficult leaving a relationship because you always have hope and faith that things can turn out in your favor. But realistically, sometimes things got to happen for the other person to walk away, because you're never going to walk away, because you're always going to keep hanging on by a thread, thinking that there's a chance that things. I never imagined myself going through a divorce. So when people joke around about it, oh, she had a divorce, yada, 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 this and that. I'm like, listen, like, it was out of my control. I worked hard. I tried everything in my power to fix it. I prayed every day. I tried everything I could to make it work, and it didn't work, and now when I look back, I'm like, oh my God.
There were signs.
I'm I'm free. Like, I feel great. I love it. I love every little bit of it. That's why I tell people, I'm like, listen, you got to embrace being single because you have that freedom. You have,
it's fun.
It's fun. You don't have to answer to anyone. You could do whatever you want. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a partner and have a relationship.
Yeah, I understand.
But at the same time, I'm so used to being alone that it's like being with somebody under one roof, it would feel so foreign to me because I've just like, I get to travel. I get to do things with my life that I didn't do before.
You don't have to
in
wait
my 20s.
for permission.
I don't need permission. And the thing is, I would like a life partner that I could do the things I love to do. If you want to go sightseeing, let's go sightseeing. You want to go hiking, let's go hiking. You want to go try new restaurants, let's try new restaurants. You want to just like lay low, or you want to go out, let's go out, let's stay in, whatever you want. Like I would love a life partner that loves and enjoys doing the same things as I do. And unfortunately, in my situation, in my past relationships, I tended to attract men that didn't like to do the things that I like to do. Like I didn't like to party every day and have friends over every day. Like that was exhausting and draining for me. Like I wanted somebody to be able to go with the dogs a few hours away, like somewhere to go sightseeing or go hiking and do things like that make me.
Well, what I hear here, the most loud thing I hear here is that when you are in a relationship, when you are not seen and you are not considered, that should be a red flag. And also the big information here is that people like this rather than change, and what you said, that you're staying in this, holding by the thread and being kind of maybe not afraid, but not happy about the divorce or the idea. That's why you're just sitting still. Anyway, this kind of person will ditch you at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but then they end up regretting it later,
Yeah, but that's not your business.
But that's
anymore.
not my problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's too late.
Yes.
It's just basically
the suffering already happened.
Yeah. No more suffering. And that's why it's hard for me to let people in my life as far as like a new partner, because I'm so picky now and cautious that the minute I see a red flag, I start running for the hills.
That's
like,
great. That's called healing, girl.
That's called healing. It's like, no, if it's going to, like, that's why I'm taking my time. Like, people like jump from one relationship to another thinking that it's going to, like, they're basically putting a Band-Aid over like a wound when they should be healing. You know what I mean? Like, I never understood. And I look at people that have like been in past relationships that broke up and then automatically.
I think you understand it because you already said about it. This is the way of deal with, not to deal. Exactly, to avoid dealing with emotions.
Yeah.
Because you're just putting yourself in a new situation so you don't have to deal with the breakup emotions. And I think this is why they do it.
Yeah, and it's so unhealthy. But a lot of people do it for validation. They want to get the attention. They want to feel good having someone by their side. But it's not fair to the other person, unfortunately, because it's like you're bringing in all that old stuff into the new. And it's like, don't you rather just clear it away so then you're ready for that new partner?
But I also want to validate one thing about you, because you are saying that you would like this other person to like doing the same things for you, that you like and so on. But when you tell me about your 10 years relationship, that it was looking like having people almost all the time at your house, I feel that like your needs were not even noticed, like nobody even gave it like a single thought.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't matter.
It's not even that much about doing the same things, because he could be a party animal and you can be your animal lover person.
Yeah.
And that still would work if you had like a common safe space at home.
Yeah.
You can go to the woods, he can go to the party. Well, maybe that doesn't match time-wise, because one thing you shouldn't do in the evening.
Oh
But anyway, there are day parties as well, I'm quite sure, even where you live. But this is doable. That's my point. But
it's doable. You don't have to do exactly the same thing together. Sometimes you need that space. It's healthy.
Yes. So no, it's not even about that.
Yeah.
It's more about actually wanting to do something for this other person and finding a ways where you can be together.
Yeah.
And you didn't have it at all. And I just want to acknowledge you and kind of like point it out. So you have it like in front of, on the top of your head.
Yeah.
Because I'm speaking just so you understand, I'm speaking from a position of a person who did the same mistakes, maybe in like different ways and different times and so on.
Not for 10 years.
Yes, but for 10 years, but on and off or whatever.
Yeah.
Or in different setups. So I'm absolutely not judgmental or anything. I just wanted to to really, really make it visible how sometimes, because of our need of love, we do stupid things, and this is fine. That doesn't mean that we are stupid. That just means that we needed love so much.
Yeah.
But then, at least, especially when we are 30 plus, it's time to put your shit together.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So that's good. But
absolutely.
I just wanted to make
because
it,
people are like, how the hell? Like everything that you've told me, like that when I tell people, like certain people, like everything, like, what is wrong with you? And I'm just like, I'm a girl that has a lot of faith, and
no, there's nothing wrong. You just want love, and
I just want love. I want to be seen, and I just felt like I was never seen, and that's the problem. And a lot of people that that have seen it, they can confirm that. So yeah, that's part of the thing. And you want to be heard, you want to be seen. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you want to be able to communicate your desires, what it is you need, what it is you want, what you would like not expect, but like you would, that you want from the other person. And I think it's very important to be with somebody who's a good listener and doesn't judge you and doesn't put you down or belittle you or make you feel like you're the crazy one, like there's something wrong with you, you're a head case. Like just things like that. Like you want to be able to have good communication with your partner. So if so-and-so tells me, I don't like when you do this, all right, I'm going to work on that. Maybe I'm not going to fix it immediately, but I will work on it. I'm aware of it.
But wait, what?
But like, for example, leaving the towels in the washer for too long without putting them in a dryer so they don't get moldy, right?
But they don't have hands if they're like...
I'm giving you an example. So when the towel,
no, but this is a great example. Actually.
Yeah, it is. That is an example. Basically,
but for me, I'm grateful that you took this example because there's like so many solutions here. Like really, first you have hands.
Oh my God.
Second, you can hire someone and pay them to do this for you.
Well, my problem is I was a type of person because I used to clean houses and offices when I was little with my mom.
But that's past, Marta.
And I was the one that was like, don't spend money on a housekeeper when I could do that for
so
you.
You did it. Oh,
that's my problem.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's the thing. I know I'm not going to be doing that now. I mean, we could use help every now and then. I could clean up after myself, but at the same, or whatever, but at the same time, not like to that extreme, especially
Marta,
when you have people over every single day.
I have news for you.
Yes, I know.
Your time is too valuable for that. And also by hiring someone, you let them earn. So it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. And
let it sink in.
Yeah, but talking about the moldy towels, for example, well, yeah, I mean, like that's just an example. If I leave in the washer for too long and I somehow forget to put it in the dryer and the towels are moldy, it's like, and then someone tells you like, don't do it. Then I'm like, okay, I remember to go and throw it in the dryer right away. So make sure it doesn't smell moldy from being in the washer for too long. But that's like an example of one of the examples of, certain things.
But nobody likes moldy towers, but this is kind of...
People are going to listen to this podcast and think, oh my gosh, she is so dumb. What is wrong with this girl? I just want to shake her.
No. Well, shaking part, yes, but there is nothing dumb about you. There is nothing wrong about you, but it would be good for you to understand that you deserve better.
I do.
I know you're on the way, but I still don't feel it to the extent that you deserve. I mean, I still don't think that you give yourself enough credit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an overthinker. That's 100% sure. I'm a worrywart, and I'm trying to work on that. So that's part of the growing process. I know I deserve a lot better.
Do you have a cleaning lady now?
She comes once every now and then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I do like to keep that. I have like an OCD where I like to keep things tidy and organized. Not to the extreme where I'm like really weird about this and that. No, but I like to keep things organized a lot. Like I'm really good about keeping the house clean. So yes. Yes.
Sorry for being that straightforward, but I kind of have a feeling that probably you've heard it, but sometimes we need it repeated, and I really want you to hear it.
Yes, I agree. And you know what? That's my problem. Like when people talk about independence and being an independent person, they think, automatically, like she's making money, she's successful, she's on top of the world. But independence is also not relying on other people to help you in like certain situations. Like, I don't like to rely on people to run errands for me or do favors for me. I always like to do things on my own.
Why?
I don't know. It's just weird. I hate asking people for help. And I don't like asking people for help. And for some reason, even if I meet a guy and I'm like going on a date or we're going on dates and they want to offer to help me with something, I'm like, oh no, I got it. And that's a problem because guys want to feel appreciated and they love doing those things for women. I know that.
I know. But good news again.
Yeah.
So many good news for you here. You can learn that. This is something you can develop.
Yeah.
I'm also on my learning path to this. Because I'm also the first one like to do everything because of course I will do everything faster and better. Yeah. But you can learn it.
I know. And like where I could just like sit on the couch, put my put my feet on the table and just sit there and be like, all right, you take care of it. You do this. And I feel like a handy woman, I do all of it. So honestly, I need to start learning to, if the next person that is coming into my life, I need to allow them to do the things. I mow my own lawn. I don't want to hire somebody to do it. I have guy friends.
I thought that was a metaphor. I'm like, okay, that one I didn't use.
I do it. I mow my own lawn. I'm just like, I don't want to spend money on a gardener because it's quite expensive here in Poland. And I'm just like, I could do it on my own. I know how to mow the lawn. I used to do it when I was younger to make extra money. But if a guy friend offers, I'm like, no, it's all good. I got it. And that's my problem. Like, I should let them do it.
I will send you the notes, like on what's
dating 101, dating for dummies.
No, actually, I want to talk with you about dating, but there's one more question I have for you because you never revealed what is your dark side because you mentioned this a few times that, okay, you're a tomboy, you did some racing back in the day when you were a youngster, but give me an idea about your dark side.
I'm just like a rebellious person. I don't like being told what to do. So if somebody's telling me to do something, I do the exact opposite.
Okay.
So let's say if there's somebody they don't want me to hang out with and they keep telling me don't do it, I will do it. Okay. So that's part of my dark side. And my other dark side is...
Okay, give it to me.
I'm not as innocent as people think I am. Okay. Like if I'm in a relationship, not when I'm with random people. But I have a little bit of like the 50, little 50 Shades of Grey kind of,
I knew it.
They always say it's the quiet ones that are the most wild ones, like, I mean, oh my God, because I'm a huge romantic person. I'm all about romance and passion and fire. And I'm just like, gosh damn it, where are I used to read books like that, like about love and passion and oh, he's taking off her bra, he's doing this.
You can say this word. It's sex.
He's just like, okay, he's massaging her here and there, blah, 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 blah. And I used to read books like that all the time. So I was envisioning me going through that. And you know what I mean? Like it's a fantasy. It's something that I've always wanted in my life. I've always wanted to experience. But yeah, that's part of the dark side, I guess. I'm not as innocent as people think I am. Like, I'm not goody two shoes, that's for sure. When I was in high school, I was a troublemaker, even though I was an introvert and I was a nerd in school. But outside of school, I was a badass. I would run away from the police. I was at the police station. My poor parents had to deal with so much when I was growing up. When I was in high school, I was just like a rebel. I was a rebel. A lot of it, my sister doesn't even know like my past history because she's 6 years older than me, so she was out doing her thing. But honestly, like I have a dark side. I would party till like sneak out of the house, like. I wasn't a goody two shoes. I have a little bit of that still in me, though. I like to let my hair down sometimes.
I still don't consider this dark. I would just say it's a fun side.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Although, maybe it's not like super, super dark, but it is rebellious.
Yeah.
I am a rebel. And then that's something, but it's a little different now that I'm older.
You have a personality. You have energy. That's good.
I mean, you know what? I'm not perfect. I have my ups and downs. I have moments.
Nobody is.
And you know what? The crazy thing is, it's like for a week, you could like have really good days and be happy and be like, oh, I have such good energy right now. I feel awesome. Let it stay that way. And all of a sudden, shit hits the fan, and then something's like, oh, great. Now, like I see a sad video of like an animal getting abused or something, and then like my whole day's ruined, And then I start getting depressed because I have a lot of emotion. I'm a highly sensitive person, so I tend to. I'm very sensitive when it comes to things like that. So it could ruin my whole day if I hear horrible stories about animals being hurt or kids or just. I don't like to see people suffer. Yeah. And that's why when I was in school, when I was growing up, I was always friends with the group of people that were bullied, that weren't the popular kids in school. Like I was always the one reaching out to those that didn't have friends, that were sitting in the middle of the table eating lunch by themselves. I would go and sit next to them and have a conversation. Like I like to help those kind of people, and I love the underdogs, and I love people who are empathetic and are highly sensitive and are sensitive individuals and souls, because like I feel like I could relate to them more. And I wish more people would be more open and vulnerable and not be afraid of it and look at it as a sensitivity. I think when somebody says I'm too sensitive, which I heard that my whole life.
That's someone says it about you or about themselves?
About me.
Okay.
And like, you're too sensitive, you're too weak. You need to grow some balls and be stronger. And I'm like, now I embrace my sensitivity because it gives me compassion. It gives me empathy. I can relate to others. I'm authentic. I'm real. I no zero fucks given. Sorry, I just swore. You know what I mean? Like I think it's beautiful being a sensitive person. I really do. Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing. Yes, I'm going to be sensitive if somebody tells me I'm chubby, or if somebody tells me, like things like that. Then of course I'm going to be sensitive. But like, there's nothing wrong with being a sensitive person.
There's nothing wrong. I want to move to dating right now.
Okay, woohoo!
Mm-hmm. Where are you right now emotionally in this topic?
I'm open to it. I just don't know if dating apps are for me, to be honest with you.
Have you ever tried?
I have.
Okay.
I've tried. And you know what? I'm quite disappointed because I hear beautiful stories where people meet on dating apps and they met their match, they're married, they have kids. And I'm kind of like, well, it's not working in my favor because I either keep getting some kind of creepy guys or fake spam accounts, people pretending to be who they're not. Ghosting, love bombing. I mean, all of the above. Like, it's sad. It's like I haven't had any good experiences with it, like dating. As far as moving to Poland, I think after my last relationship, I was single, living in the U.S. for a year and a half, but I wasn't really focused on dating. I was focused more on healing. And then I moved to Poland, and I was still focusing on healing because this was a huge change. I moved to a different country by myself. Like, it's a foreign country. Everything's foreign to you, even the people, So it's like that was a big mission for me and a big accomplishment. So I wasn't primarily focused on dating. I was focused on settling and trying to figure it out. I still was dealing with the heartbreak from my past relationship. So I clearly was not ready for dating. But of course, the ones that I might have had potential with, they even told me themselves, they're like, girl, you are not ready. Like, you need more time to heal. And text me or call me like in a year. And I was like, okay, well, now I'm officially ready.
Okay, so that was a year ago.
That was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
No, that was 2 years ago when somebody told me that. And then, yeah, and they told me, they're like, yeah, you weren't in the right place. You weren't in the right headspace at that time. But like, I can tell, like, wow, like you are ready. Like I follow you on social media. I see the difference. Like I see you rising and I see you basically turning into a butterfly, and growing your wings and flying. I don't know. But no, they notice it. Everybody notices it. They know that I'm a lot happier and just even my eyes sparkle. Like it's and that's not even because of a person, like I don't have someone in my life to make my eyes sparkle and make them look happy. Yeah, but
they're called Marta Krupa.
Yeah. And then when I look at old pictures, I'm like, my eyes did not sparkle because people were asking, now there's a trend for 2016 where you have to like look for photos in 2016. And I was like looking through all these photos. I'm like, damn, I look sad. I look sad here. I look sad here. I look depressed here. I look really sad.
That's sad.
So now I'm like, and I don't even have anyone right now. Like I don't have anyone that I'm dating or I'm seeing or I'm not, and I'm happy.
So you're in a good place.
I'm in a really good place, and
Your
open.
vibe is right.
My vibe is right, but I'm not gonna just let anyone in. I mean, just I have a lot of love to offer and to give, but I'm gonna need that same love in return. And I feel like people probably don't think even like my ex-husband even said, he's like, whoever the next guy is in your life is the luckiest man alive. And I'm just like, okay,
but
then
he noticed.
Yeah, I was like, this was when we're getting a divorce. I was like, wait, what?
Just in time.
This makes no sense. Why would you tell me that? And then I had like another guy friend that I was into, but I guess he wasn't into me, or I don't know what was going on with that. But then he's like, yeah, the next guy you're going to have, your next husband is the luckiest man. I'm like, all right, you guys stop telling me this, okay? Because like, it's obviously, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, why? You don't want me and this and that, and then you're saying that the next person is going to be the luckiest man. Okay, well, I hope so, and I hope he knows he's very lucky because, I'm an easy partner.
You don't have to hope that he's very lucky. You just make sure that if he doesn't feel it, he's not your husband.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah, and it's actually simple with me too. As a matter of fact, like the dating world, like I'd rather go for a walk or sit on the bench. Like, I don't belong in these times. I feel like I don't belong in this era. Like, I don't know. I just think people have all these expectations. And for me, it's more about like having a connection with somebody on a deeper level, like in an intellectual conversation, or just like being able to sit in peace and quiet and know that we don't have to talk, but we're like content and comfortable and we feel safe and we feel like at home being next to each other. And I think it's important to be a good listener, so whatever it's like they address and whatever's bothering them, it's always good to listen and to understand where they're coming from, because you're not always going to see eye to eye. You're going to butt heads, obviously, but I think it's like you learn from another, you learn from one another, and you don't have to be identically the same because that could be boring as well. But I like somebody who challenges me and helps me grow and become a better version of myself. But I think it's also beautiful when you find somebody that wants to grow with you and then you grow together as a team. I think that's magical. I think that's powerful. So I always said, you know what? I want to be a power couple. Whoever my next person is, we are going to be a power team, because I do want them to be just as passionate about like animals as I am, about helping others, someone that loves to do a lot of charity work, that understands. It doesn't have to be that way, but it would be good because together, combined, we're extra powerful. You know what I mean?
I know, but I'm not 100% sure if I agree.
Okay, that's fine.
We can actually discuss it. Let's like brainstorm, because in one of the episodes, we had a discussion about how we expect our partner to be everything.
Yeah.
So a friend, a lover, to share our passions,
Yeah.
to be able to discuss in a way we want to discuss stuff, to be a parent at some point, to be like a parent in terms like co-parent,
Yeah,
to be
that I
a
don't
father,
understand. Yeah.
and so on. And it's quite a lot, and it's still unpopular opinion. But the older I am, the more I'm thinking that maybe it's not the wisest to expect all of this from one person.
No.
And kind of like besides sex, everything can be shared with other people. Well, some people also have open the relationships that work for them. That's whole topic
To each its own.
that's the whole. I mean, it's an interesting topic. I'm also more standing in a place where I don't feel sharing my loved one with someone, but I did listen to some podcasts and some ideas how it can work. And right now I'm like, I have no idea what happens in 10 years or 15 in a relationship. So I'm not saying like, no, never in my life, but it's not something that I'm craving or like I'm open from the start. But like even in your case with this charity, is it important for you because this is your passion and you want to talk with them about it? Or if, for example, they check all other boxes, is it okay that they don't actively do it and you just do it with your people?
They don't have to actively do
okay.
it. I could do it with just my people, but as long as they kind of understand where I'm coming from with that, because that's very important to me.
So it's more about values.
It's values and morals. It's like someone who can share the same values and morals with me would be incredible, because like, you know, that's always something I've wanted to do since I was a little girl. I mean, I have a journal that in my journal says I want to have so much power one day where I can help all the animals and children in need. Like that's always been a passion of mine. And that person's going to have to understand that that's my passion, and I feel like that's my purpose in this lifetime. So, but no, they don't have to check off all the boxes. That's kind of like not ideal. It's kind of like, you know, I might as well just like have a robot, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like it's impossible for everyone to, I mean, I do have a list. I think it's healthy to write down the qualities and the things that you want in a man. But I don't expect them to check off every single thing on that list. As long as the majority of it is positive, then that's great. But I can't even get to that. It's been quite difficult with today's society and dating. It's just with this whole social media and this whole ghosting and it being so easy for other people. It's just
What is so easy for other people?
It's just I came at the wrong time, like being single. Like I feel like with social media nowadays, like all you got to do is DM somebody, and then
you know, I think that's something that people all over the world say. Like whatever city they are from, they're saying it's so hard, like to date in New York. It's so hard to date in LA. It's so hard to date in Warsaw.
Everyone says that to me all the time too.
Yes,
I say it.
And my perception is a bit different because you actually need just one person. Of course, it might take a lot. And I don't know if you know this Hormozis couple. They're like from business, but they're doing a lot of social media. And she claims clearly that she went for like 100 dates. So 100 different men.
That's a lot.
Because she just approached this as a task to complete.
Okay, like a test.
Yes.
Okay.
And that worked for her. I mean, it's a lot and it requires a lot of energy and time. So you really have to be dedicated to this goal.
That's a lot of energy. It's overwhelming to me.
I prefer a bit other way around. So more, and this is how it actually works for me in my life, that I prefer to attract. So, and it's not like a woo-woo thingy from my perspective. It's more, I have it confirmed that when I'm in the right energy and I'm actually ready and I have space, nothing can work against. Like no distance, no pandemics, nothing.
No, you're absolutely
Everything
right.
just falls into
No,
place.
you're absolutely right. You have to be aligned. And when you're aligned, then that your person will come. And I understand that. I agree with you 100% because I keep trying to repeat to myself that I don't chase, I attract. And I like your mindset. And I think that's very, very important. But there is a part of me that's like, oh, it's so hard. But at the same time,
is.
I'm delaying the process because I keep putting it out there in the universe saying it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Well, then the universe is like, well, girl, well, bitch, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer this time because you keep saying how hard it is. Well, you want to see how hard it is? I'll make it hard for you. So I have to like keep repeating to myself, like, okay, like I said earlier, I'm embracing the fact that I'm single. I have my freedom. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay. I'm not searching for a partner.
But what is your mindset right now exactly when you are going on a date?
What is
Not
my
in
mindset?
general now, what we think about it, but you're going for a date. What happens in your mind?
Anxiety.
Okay.
Anxiety, stress.
Okay.
Especially if you like the person. But in my situation, it's sad because I don't think I've actually been on a date with somebody I really, 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 really like after my, after my divorce, like it's been, oh, my stomach's growling. I'm sorry. It's like a lion. But
I have cabanossi if you want.
I know I don't eat meat, but thank
sorry.
you. No, that's okay.
I did the thorough research, but I wasn't checking.
I'm gonna go after, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry. What was I gonna say?
That you have anxiety.
I have anxiety when I go on a date.
Okay.
I start worrying. I'm like,
But
oh my
what are
God,
you
what do I
worried about?
wear? Like, how do I I want to be myself. I want to be authentic. Like, I'm no bullshit. I mean, that's the thing with me. Like, there's no bullshit. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be, I'm just going to say it as is. And if people like it, great. But a lot of times what happens is like, if I go on random dates with people I don't even like, let's say it's a blind date or it's somebody from an app or whatever, I start getting into in-depth conversations. And some people feel very uncomfortable with that. And I've noticed that was something that was an issue with some people I've been on the dates, and they're like, man, that's way too deep for me, because some people just want surface level stuff.
Do you ask deep questions or you say deep things about you?
There were one.
Okay.
There was one where I did ask deep questions. Okay. And then there were times where I was talking about, not a lot of people understand my language, like the vibe, like me talking about alignment and energy and frequency.
Yeah.
And, not a lot of people understand that. They look at it like, okay, are you an alien or something? Like the way that you're speaking it's does not feel comfortable to me. It's like, who am I talking to? So that's when you feel more of an outsider. But, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I really don't know how to date. I literally need to buy a book, Dating for Dummies 101. Because if I was with somebody for so long and then all of a sudden I'm thrown into the new, what is it? The new century, today's world, I'm just like lost. I'm like, what do I do? Like, how do I act? Or do I have to, do they want me to be like this girl, like a princess, act like a princess and all dolled up and look like a princess? Or can I just be in my sweats and be laid back and just chill and then we could just do chill things and get ice
didn't
cream?
expect this coming. I thought that you will come here with the answers. But I have another good news for you because I do have answers for you actually.
Okay.
For all the questions, like for all this dating for dummies as you call it. Because for me, most of my life I'm single.
Okay.
And most of my life I was working with men.
Okay.
And most of my life, I still am a tomboy. And I also have a lot of friends who are sharing their stories with me.
Okay.
So I kind of feel like I have a lot of perspective. So
good.
I'm willing to share. So you said, that's why I asked you about what's going in your mind exactly when you were going on date. Because I hacked it at some point because it is super stressful. Nobody likes first dates, period.
No.
It's stressful. But there is a way to not have it that's stressful. So first of all, you lower the expectation, but not in the way that you're meeting with some hobos or whatever, but that you don't expect it to have to work out. You don't expect it to be the one.
Yeah.
You just go there to meet a person, to learn something about them, about work, and about yourself.
Yeah.
And this, when you have this perception that you're not afraid, oh my God, I will go there and waste some time again and it's going to be hideous. No, if it's hideous and you see it like from the first minute, of course, you don't have to sit like the whole hour or whatever. But literally, there is something you can learn from every person.
Yeah.
And even if this is like kind of an egoistic feeling, oh my God, I'm so cool when you see yourself in their eyes, that's also good enough.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not what we're aiming. We don't want meetings like this. But if it happens that the person you're dating is kind of under your expectations in terms of even the vibe, then you can still act with curiosity. So this is the solution that really helps to have less stress.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's more stressful. You're right. Because I think for me, now that I think about it, if it's somebody that I'm very attracted to, that I don't really know that well, and I have a crush on that person, then obviously I'm a little bit more stressed. I have a little bit of anxiety. I have a little bit of the nerves and the not butterflies in my tummy, but I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so excited, but I'm also nervous at the same time. But also, I have been on dates where I'm like, I'm not really into this person, but why not give it a chance and see what this person has to offer and hear him out? And there are times where I've been on not just one, but a couple dates with the same person where I'm like, well, maybe the first time, it doesn't mean you're going to have love at first sight.
But why did you do it? Because you wanted to be nice or you felt some potential? Or you did
a little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. I wanted to be nice and polite. I don't like breaking people's hearts. I don't like hurting people.
I actually have this question here. If you have found a way to not ghost people, but still be nice, but don't continue on dating.
I hate like hurting people. So basically, like I had a person that it was like cool as a friend, like as a guy friend, someone you can do things with, but I wasn't feeling the chemistry. I wasn't feeling the vibe. I mean, it's kind of sad because, you know, you hung out with the person a couple times, and if you don't have the urge to want to kiss them, that's a problem, you know? So obviously, you know, I would still give them chances because you never know. Like, I maybe I'll have a change of heart, and maybe the more I hang out with the person, the more feelings will develop. And I tried that, but it wasn't, I didn't want to, but then I decided I didn't want to waste their time. So I let them down slowly, and I tell them like, listen, I could still be your friend, but honestly, like I don't see it, like the big picture. I don't see a future together, unfortunately. And I just want to save that person from meeting their next person and from having like heartbreak, because I know what heartbreak feels like. You know, I've been heartbroken a couple times, not just once. So it's not a pleasant feeling. It's very uncomfortable. So I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, and I don't want them to be feeling down because of me. You know what I mean?
But how about you try actually being your real self because I saw it a few times from you. You do have this big bubbly energy that I love.
Yeah.
And I can also tell you from experience that if you have it on dates, even if you're like super polite and everything, like I am, for example, like this right now, they feel it. They understand that it doesn't really make sense to have the second date because they see the difference between your energy and theirs.
Yeah. That doesn't necessarily
So then
mean...
you don't have to like break anyone's heart because they're just like, okay, I will just be liking your pictures
like,
from now on, and that's enough for me. I understand.
Yeah, just show them my like immature side, basically, like my child side, like my immature side, basically.
No, not even that. Not even that. Just
because I could be immature, trust me. I'm a goofball. I like to goof around. I'm not always serious. I mean, if you're on a date with me, I'm like the type of person that'll be like, come on, let's play hide and seek.
But
you know?
that's great because if you are like if you are your true self and someone is able to take it,
Yeah.
that's your sign.
That's your person. That's a sign.
Not even, we don't know it if it's your person
Yeah,
yet,
we don't know
but
that.
we know that maybe it's worth
There's
to go for a
potential.
second date or something.
I know.
But also one important note here, I completely understand what you said about being vulnerable, being deep with the talks and topics and everything, and like your authentic self. But that's also something I learned in life. There are people who can love me the way I am, but they might need some time and just get the pieces first.
Yeah.
Not everything.
Not
at once.
open up too
Yes.
fast. That's my
Yes.
problem. I open up way too fast. I open up the can of worms and they're like, whoa, slow down
Yeah.
there. And then not in the sense of like, I want you, I want to be with you. It's more
Yes.
like,
Just
wow, that's a
intensity.
lot of
Yes.
information
Yes.
that
Yeah.
I need to process and digest. Like, damn, this girl has a lot to say.
Yes.
So I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you 100% that I need to kind of like give a little bit of a mystery so they can like,
You
they
know,
like
it's not even about mystery.
Yeah.
It's not even about the games.
Right.
It's more like, I don't know, I just felt it also from other people. When people are too hyped, even like naturally because they're excited about something. And I'm in a place in my life when I am not hyped or I'm exhausted or whatever. And let's face it, adults are often exhausted. It just makes sense to graduate it, not to give everything at once, not even to build the tension, but the other way around,
Yeah.
to ease the tension first and make space for it. Maybe this is more about like, let's call it building a vessel.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Yes,
So-
absolutely. Well, I mean, of course, after my past history, I just don't want to say it really, but like I was very vulnerable and I didn't know how to proceed in the dating world. So maybe I was a little too much too soon kind of thing. Whereas now I kind of know like I can't be that way because obviously it's not working in my favor. So but I don't play games. I give people the space that they deserve as much as I deserve. I respect their space. I'm not going to be too pushy. I'm not going to be too needy. But that's the problem before when I was not in the right headspace and I was still, healing. I was just like, oh my God, I'm like desperately looking for somebody. But like now I'm like, honestly, I don't care. Like, I'm not looking. If he comes, great. If he doesn't, I'm happy with who I am. And I'm okay being by myself if I have to be. Like, I'm no pressure, nothing like that. So I'm actually finally in a really good place where I'm not desperately seeking. And I know that people are like, well, your clock is ticking and you have pressure from family and they're like, man, you should have kids by now. And I'm like, listen, it's all like divine timing. It's going to happen. I mean, I do believe that. I have faith. I do have strong faith that my person is out there. I know for sure. I maybe might have already met him one day. I could have been at a bus stop or somewhere. I don't know. And it just wasn't the right timing. You know what I mean? I believe that my person will come. I believe everything will happen the way it's supposed to. But everyone's timing's different. Just don't like the pressure, because the older you get, the more pressure it is.
Yeah, that is crazy because that pressure starts when you're 20, actually.
Well, in Poland, maybe.
Oh, yeah, but maybe after saying this, I was thinking that maybe it's
30
not
is
like
like
this
the new
everywhere.
20, you know?
But, well, right now it's different. But when I was like 20, it was like already behind, like when I was still studying. Like,
Yeah.
there was this untold pressure, like in the air that you should get married. Like, what? You're 25 and you're not having the first child yet? I mean, it's not something that was like said out loud, but many people already were living like this.
Yeah.
Now it's crazy because like to even think that someone would have children when they're 25, but this is how it was.
And you don't even know because everybody like changes from like 20 to, like women tend to change, or even men. Well, men, it takes a little bit longer. but we change from 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. Like we change and grow. So it's like a lot of my guy friends are always like, I've been on a date, but she's 20-something-year-old, but I don't know. She's like a little immature. I'm like, then why are you going for 20-year-olds? Like, then go for somebody closer to your age then if she's too immature. I mean, obviously.
That's very personal.
It's
someone
very
can
personal.
be 25 and super mature, and someone can be 40 and super immature, I think.
Exactly. And or even there's a new trend now, not a trend, but like there are women that are older that are going for younger men.
That's the trend I'm in for 20 years.
I'm sorry?
That's the trend I'm in for 20 years.
And that's a cool trend. I'm actually open to that. Like I wasn't before.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, I wasn't before. I was like, okay, I'm just going to look for somebody closer to my age because I'm not into like older men. Unfortunately, like I'm not the type of girl that could be with a guy that's like 20 years older than me. Like never say never because
my dad is 20 years older than me, so I can't even imagine that.
I can't imagine dating someone that's like my dad. I don't care how much money you have. Like I don't care. I can't. I have to be in love. I have to be attracted to my person. Not saying that they have to be attractive, but I have to be attracted to them. And there has to be that spark and that chemistry in order for me to be with somebody. I can't just force myself to be with somebody just because of money or something. That's not me, and that's not who I am. Otherwise, I would have already been with somebody by now. You know, if that was the case.
Of course.
That's why I'm still single, because I'm like looking for my Prince Charming on a white horse. No, but I should consider younger men because honestly,
Absolutely.
It's, at this point in my life, why not? You know, why not experience it? Maybe it would be fun.
Yeah. You know, I've noticed like I used to date older, like few years older guys than me a few times. And I either end up on therapy or like in a very bad state or something. And right now, and I consider this a big sign of healing when someone gives me this red or orange flags or something. I get an ick immediately. But I've noticed that I'm 36 this year.
Oh, okay.
And I've noticed that guys, for example, around my age, they already have some unpacked baggage and emotions, not necessarily like divorces or stuff, but literally emotions that they never faced, and they have their problems, and I'm not really sure if I'm interested in that.
Yeah, or baby mama drama.
Not even like that.
mean,
No, just internal drama. Just the pain in the ass drama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're far too young to be that old, you know? Like, I don't feel it. And somehow, maybe because I also have a lot of internal kid that is super active, and I don't feel my age. I just enjoy dating younger guys because it's so much easier. I figured it out recently that it's a bit safer because I don't fall in love that easily because I'm more in control. So maybe this is also not perfect. This is kind of my area to work on. But I have to tell you, all of my friends right now who are kind of my age, they're like, oh my God, this dating younger guys is so cool. Why didn't you tell me before? I was like, I was telling you for like 20 years and you were making jokes of me. And here we are.
Yeah. You know, because I understand where you're coming from because I do feel like a kid too. I like to goof around. I like to joke around. I don't like to take life too seriously.
Yes, you don't have to be serious. Nobody's taking that, to be honest.
I can't be with somebody who's too serious because that gets so boring. Like if we're sitting at dinner, like I mean, I'm not talking about having like in-depth conversations, but I'm talking about like someone you could just totally be yourself around and just be super silly and look your worst and have like pimple cream on and, you know, and just kind of be like shaking your booty in front of him as a joke, you know, just doing things like that that's like fun to me, not where they're looking at you like, oh my God, you need help. You know?
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I that's why I think the younger, but then there are guys that are probably closer to my age that might be like I am. We don't know that until you meet that person. But my friend, she was always about younger men all the time. And then she just recently met a guy that's 10 years older than her, and she's so happy. So that's why I say never say never. You never know, because you might just click it with someone that it's like, it's the same thing when me moving here. I said, I'm never moving to another country. Yeah, right. And then here I am, you know.
Never say never.
Never say never. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe the guy that's 20 years old. But I wouldn't want that. No. No, I need someone who has a lot of energy and that's very active, and yeah. Especially if I'm trying to have a family one day, you know. I'm good in that department, so it's just finding the right partner.
Yeah. There is a funny saying that for the first time in history, women are not dating for anything material or financial stability, but they're only dating for the character, and yet we are all single.
Or the sex, right? They're just dating for the sex.
Well, that depends, but we do it like for the sex, character is not that important, but like for actually when you want a relationship, it's only based on the character, of course, sex as well, but it's not about someone taking care of you financially.
Yeah.
Because you have to, because now we have this choice, and yet we are all single. So
yeah, but I feel like I know, but I feel like with like even like when you do end up having sex with somebody, right? Like I for some reason, I don't know if other people have it too or that can relate to me. Like I literally feel like a nun
when you're having sex.
No.
I don't follow.
Okay, far from none. No. But I mean, like, in the sense of like, I can't do the whole like one night stands or just meeting up with random guys and just doing those things with. Like, I seriously have to have a connection with that person. There has to be some sort of chemistry. I'm not saying he has to be my future partner, but like, I can't just like open myself up to just anyone, you know? Like that's the thing. Like, and I tell my friends about it all the time. I have girlfriends that are just like, girl, just go out there and have fun. Like I just had this guy last week. I just had another guy 2 weeks ago. And I'm just like, I'm not that person. And I don't know if I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that. But I feel like when you exchange energy, it's also very important when you're an empath, when you're highly sensitive. Yes. Like you don't want to like absorb their stuff. And then at the same time, it's like that connection is so important to me. Like I don't want to just sleep with some average Joe and then.
I'm quite sure it's not scientific, but it's spiritual info that when you're having sex with someone, you're exchanging energy not only with them, but also with their previous partners.
Ooh.
And when you think about it,
it's yucky.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Right? But what I also heard, but again, like we're in a spiritual area right now, but we're allowed to talk about, we're allowed to talk about everything, but absolutely. I know you'll understand. So I heard that if you actually have some deep conversations, this is kind of like clearing the space. So maybe this is why you're craving this so much. Because on one hand, it's also kind of a gray area, because on one hand, when you build this connection and it's only sex, and then there might be some feelings appearing, but it doesn't
go anywhere beyond that.
Yes.
Okay.
Then it might be more sad. But if in a way this is like the whole experience, maybe it's fine. But on the other hand, if you don't have this connection and you don't know too much about this person, then the risk of getting hurt is smaller, but then you have all this icky energy coming. So
I don't know. I just feel like I there has to be something there. I can't. Like I mean, I guess it's a plus for other guys, you know, knowing that I don't just hook up with random guys. I don't sleep around, because that's definitely not my thing. You know, I don't go home with some random guy after the club. And I mean, sometimes I wish I was that person, to be honest with you, because these people are all having fun. My girlfriends are all like, you know, what is it called? Not showing off. How does it called? They're just like telling me, man, you're missing out. Like, what is wrong with you? I was like, they're like, you're too hopeless romantic. You care too much about that stuff. Just let loose and let your hair down and just go for it. I'm like, I just can't force myself to do that.
Well, forcing yourself to anything doesn't make
Yeah,
sense. But
no. Unless it's like with somebody, I mean, that I really, really like or I enjoy their company, then that's one thing, you know, but like just randomly, just no, I can't with a stranger.
so what are we looking for this year, Marta? Like, what are the qualities that we are looking for in men?
What are the qualities?
Yes.
Well, let's say consistency is number
Yeah.
one. I mean, I like somebody who doesn't play games. Somebody I've said it before in the podcast too. Somebody that knows what they want. Loyalty is so important to me. Honesty. I'm just talking about personality right now. I'm not even talking about looks because that looks come and go and looks fade. It's just more about, you know, having morals, values, being a good listener, being a good communicator. You know, I mean, I know that might seem a lot, but it's really not that difficult. It's actually simple.
Yeah.
It's simple to do all of those things. I think personally, I don't think it should be that difficult. And then it's a bonus if the guy is attractive, obviously, then that's a bonus. That's a huge plus. Obviously, you want to be attracted to your partner, but eventually you will you will be attracted to that partner if you have that chemistry and they offer a lot of some of the other stuff, you know?
Yeah, what you said is very important. There's one guy, I don't know his name, he's American, and he researches men and dating and so on. And he says that like in America, situation is really dramatic right now for young men because most of them like literally sits in their mom's basement and don't even go out, don't have work, don't go to military, they don't do much.
Oh, yeah.
And another research shows that actually for men, it is that simple that if they're nice and kind, they're already above the average. So it's really that easy because looks can go secondary. And also if you have great looks, but you're an asshole, I don't think that you will, like these days, that might not
it doesn't.
really work that
you know
much.
what? You're right because the pretty boys, like the guys that are super gorgeous or good looking, I mean, they could be on the inside good, but I'm just saying, like, you know what
doesn't
my
happen
pet
that often.
peeve? My pet peeve is like when I go on when I was on the apps,
Yeah.
and I would like look through the pictures when guys are just posing with their shirt off, like showing off, like that's not attractive to me. Like, yeah, that's great. You have a nice body and I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. But like that all automatically gives me kind of like I'm a player vibes or you're just
I'm not against the chest itself being shown. I'm more against if they seem to be more pro with selfies than I am.
yeah.
That's kind of a red flag for me.
That too. Yes.
If they're like too theatrical, can you say it like this?
Theatrical.
Like
Yeah. Like
yeah.
very animated
Pose-
with
yes.
their faces.
Then
Well,
I'm
I
just-
agree
yeah.
with you. And I think, and also, I don't like when guys get like stuff done. Like, the more wrinkles, the better. Like, I love men that.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I'm
talking
still not
about
in the
men.
area. Like the guys I'm dating are too young to even think about anything. So I get to process it.
No. But I think that's very attractive. Gray hair is attractive. Like, I think that's not like they dye their hair, but it's like, no, I think it's handsome. Like, just be you. Like, I don't like when guys get too much stuff done. And I know a couple that
Be you.
do.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. Like, there's some that make themselves look like a girl. Like, I don't want my partner to
same.
look like,
I know.
you know, like a mannequin.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And I also don't like when men are pretending that they have hair when they don't anymore.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like the toupees?
No, whatever, like in whatever way this is the moment in their life when they just should own it and shave it.
Oh.
But they end up pretending that it's still not the time.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to cry. This is so funny, actually, because my poor dad, he actually...
He was pretending.
No, he ended up getting like I mean, I don't care. He probably doesn't care if I share, but like, you know, the hair and like...
Extensions? Like
No.
toupee? Or
They have procedures
Oh,
where you can like
okay, yeah,
get
I know.
so fast hair growth, and that's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Either like
But do something like, but he was not
I'm gonna be
pretending.
all
He did something
smeared.
about it.
Yeah, either hair or no hair. Makeup.
Yes, exactly. Make up your mind, dude.
Oh my God, I'm crying. But that's
But that's important with everything. Like, make up your mind.
Yeah.
If not, don't be afraid to ask.
well, maybe they're just like happy with it and
No.
they accept it and they're like, okay, it is
If
what
they
it
would
is.
accept it, they would go bald. like think about like even yourself. If you're pretending something, you're not happy about this area.
Yeah.
If you're happy about something, you either share it with open heart, or you're like, okay, maybe I don't want to share it, but I just know
Oh
it
my
for
God.
myself, so I don't
Yeah.
have to prove you anything. But they're kind of trying to prove it. And
Well, I mean, if they get a toupee and then you're sleeping with the person, all of a sudden, I mean, that toupee comes off, and you're like, what the?
I mean, nobody's perfect. We all have our
No,
flaws.
no, of course not.
Even
No such
Beyonce
thing.
is farting, so it's like. But
I know I've seen those like videos on like Instagram or on social media where they do like the farting sounds for some of the dancers at the Beyonce and all those like big celebrities. Like it's a
never saw
joke.
it.
It's like a thing. Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, come on, no one's perfect. Like, I mean, it's like I have like a lower belly here I can't get rid of, and I'm not perfect, so whatever.
nobody
We all
is,
have our
yes.
issues. There's no such thing as perfect.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm so happy to. I would. A part of me would love to be 20 again.
Yeah,
but
I
of
would
course,
redo my life.
the way you say with this knowledge, like
Yeah.
I always say that you become old when out of your heart, you know this Polish saying,
Yeah.
mieć tamte lata I ten rozum. You know, it means it means like if I was just younger, but I knew what I know
God, I
now.
would love that, like a flash, like
Yes.
just turn back time,
Yes.
just go in a time machine. I would love that more than anything because I would just choose so differently.
But then you wouldn't be here, and you said
Yeah.
you're happy, and we would be different people. And yeah, as we said, everybody has their own journey.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
I'm
Oh
not-
man, that was funny. I mean, my stomach was like twisting when you said that. I was like, oh my God.
I'm not sure if we gave enough information on how to date, but that's not a problem. Valentine's days are coming. My son gave this to me. I'm not sure if this is.
Aw, you're his Valentine. That's very sweet.
Yes, I think I am. He is also my Valentine for 4 years already.
Oh, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
He's 4 years old.
He will be this year. Yeah.
Yeah, but see how blessed you are. You have a 4-year-old. You know, you have a child, and it brings you so much joy. It's a lot of work, I'm sure.
It does bring me joy, but it also does bring
hard.
me hard, like
Yeah.
big mental crises like
Yeah.
never before. So
Yeah, but I think about it too. I'm just like, I love kids. I even considered like, even adopting at one point in my life if I need to. I mean, I know, like I said earlier, I'm okay in that department, but I want it with the right person. Like people are like, just freeze your eggs, just have it with some random guy. And I'm just like, I don't want it like that. I want the father to be in their life, and I want it to be 50-50. Like I deserve that.
you do deserve it, but this is also something that you don't have control over.
You don't have control over it. That's why I'm saying, like, worst case scenario, I could always adopt because I love children, and it's something I thought I was gonna have one day, and then all of a sudden, last minute, everything changed in the blink of an eye. So
But are you thinking about freezing your eggs?
you know what? I don't think so. I think a lot of people are like, you got to do it. You're going to regret it, Marta. Like, what if you do meet your perfect person or your right person, and then all of a sudden you want to have kids and you can't, and it's too late? And I'm like, well, then it obviously wasn't meant to be. Like, I want it to be just whatever they have written in the stars. If I'm meant to have children, great. If I'm not, then adoption's always an option.
No. And it's not easy, I can tell you. I mean, not adoption, I don't know about it, but with kids.
Well, I mean, and it's like the procedure, and I've seen people how when they did they had to freeze their egg. It depends on the situation and the circumstances, you know. If the guy he can't or something, I respect that 100%. And then whoever wants to do it, go for it, you know. But I think personally for me, if it's gonna happen naturally, great, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, you know. I think I would be way too depressed on those medications. I already have hormonal issues, so I can't imagine, like, you know, yeah.
I think that what is meant for us.
Exactly. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be.
Yes.
I'm grateful either way. So, but I'm just saying, just be very grateful that you have a son. So
I am absolutely grateful. I don't regret anything. But I'm just like complete advocate about being honest about it, that it's not like honey and roses and everything.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, do you have mom groups too? Because like I feel like people that have kids, they always tend to like flock towards like the mommy groups, like that have kids.
Not really. To be honest, it's very lonely. And I know that this is not only my experience.
Okay.
It's something about the times. It's I don't know exactly what is it about. I do have some mommy friends. I have friends that were primarily my friends but became moms, and we were still trying to figure it out. Maternity can be very lonely.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And it changes everything. So, yeah, I'm saying like I don't regret anything, but I did lost everything. I lost my business. I lost my brain. I lost my body. I lost many things. Of course, I gained a lot. And first and foremost, I love my son to the moon and back. And if that was the cost that I had to take, I'm fine. But I didn't make a conscious decision. I mean, that just happened.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that was ADHD. Both sides.
Okay.
And my son actually shares this doubled ADHD.
Oh, okay.
So that's a ride. But yeah, he's a lovely person. And when I decided to become a mom, I also decided to be like fully in it. Like fully in it. And I already can tell that it shows from how he's acting. He is 3 and he's more capable to speak about his emotions than I was a few years ago. And I told you, I have a master's degree in psychology. And still a few years ago, I wasn't able to articulate my emotions that well.
Oh, wow.
So
Takes it after his mama, times 10.
Yeah, I think so. And like, yeah, he's an amazing person, but I think that having kids should be a very conscious decision only because you want to do so, not because your family tells you to do so or anyone else.
Not the
because
pressure.
you will be the only one with this other person and with completely different life for next 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's why right now I'm taking advantage of my my freedom, like
Take
you know,
it.
traveling here and there, and you
Try
know,
this parties and this advice from me.
Yeah, try to parties. Okay, I'll do that.
I mean, like
I've been hearing that a lot lately from people, so maybe it's like a sign of some sort. I don't know.
A little party never killed nobody.
Like Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have capacity for this more than like twice a year, but
yeah,
when
I'm not a big party person.
yeah,
That's the problem. I'm a homebody, you know? Like if I'm not out in nature and or being active or working out or just like playing sports or reading and writing and watching movies, I'm a complete homebody. I'm not a big club person. If I go to the club, you'll see me on the dance floor. That's for sure. I'll be on the dance floor all night because I
can
love
imagine
dancing and I love letting loose. But like if I'm going to like meet people, that's not why I'm at the club. So if you guys see me at the club, don't think I'm out there fishing for men.
Yeah.
I'm out there going and listen to the
have fun.
music
Yeah.
and dance my ass off.
Okay, Marta. So to wrap it up, what would you tell yourself? Maybe let's not be that dramatic and say about this 6-year-old, but like 10-year-old. What would you tell to this young Marta from this position when you are now?
I would tell young Marta that you are enough. You are loved, and I love you.
I love you too. In English, I can say it. In Polish, it would be awkward, but like in English, it's such a normal thing to say.
Yeah.
Marta, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Wow, that was like 3 hours, no?
I assume, yeah.
How the hell? Who's all going to watch this whole thing? They're like, damn it, these girls talk a lot. We should keep doing podcasts together. Oh my God, thank you for having me, seriously.
Thank you. That was great. And dear viewers, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please remember to subscribe to our Instagrams, to my YouTube channel, and also your YouTube channel. And follow me for more episodes and let us know in the comments how you liked it. And if our advice helped you. It's very important for me to hear feedback and
and if you should do more English podcasts.
Yes, exactly. Right. Thank you. So tell me if you like the English version and if we should do more of it.